On July 3, 2025, Diogo Jota lost his life in a sudden car crash in Spain. His brother Andre was with him. Both died before help arrived. The funeral came days later. The stadium went silent. People cried. But when fans looked around, one face was missing: Cristiano Ronaldo. The question was, why? The accident happened just after midnight in the northwestern part of Spain. Jota and Andre were in a Lamborghini. For reasons still under investigation, the car veered off the road and crashed. Moments later, it caught fire. Witnesses said it all happened in seconds. Emergency services rushed to the scene, but it was too late. Both brothers were declared dead on the spot. As the news broke, Portugal stood in disbelief. Social media flooded with shock and sadness. Fans, players, and clubs across Europe posted tributes. Liverpool, Jota's last club, released a statement calling it a loss beyond football. Messages came from FIFA, UEFA, and many current and former teammates. Diogo Jota wasn't just a footballer. He was a rising star, a forward known for his speed, positioning, and sharp finishes. He had played for top clubs like Porto, Wolverhampton, and Liverpool. At just 28 years old, he was already a key part of the Portugal national team. He was known for his work ethic, calm personality, and quiet leadership on the field. Just 2 weeks before the crash, he had married the love of his life. Together, they were raising 3 children. Family photos were posted online just days earlier, smiling, happy, unaware of what was coming. That sudden shift from joy to loss is what made the tragedy even harder to accept. His funeral was held in Portugal, surrounded by security, cameras, and thousands of fans. Some came quietly with flowers. Others brought handmade posters with his picture. His teammates arrived with red eyes. Coaches embraced each other. There was silence, then slow clapping, and then just tears. People didn't say much. They didn't have to. The air was heavy with grief. Jota's wife stood near the casket, supported by close family. She said nothing publicly. She didn't have to. The pain on her face said enough. Her husband, gone. Her children, now fatherless. It wasn't just a football funeral. It was a family broken, a community in mourning. But through the sadness, one thing became clear to everyone watching. Cristiano Ronaldo, Jota Sr., Portugal's biggest name, global icon, was not there. In the early hours, the questions were quiet. Maybe he'll come later, some fans thought. Maybe there's a delay. But as the funeral continued and ended, Ronaldo still hadn't appeared. Soon, fans online began to ask, where is he? Why didn't he come? Social media turned into a mix of confusion, disappointment, and speculation. Some felt hurt, others tried to defend him, but the absence was noticeable. This wasn't just any player who had died. This was one of Portugal's own, a national teammate, a brother in sport. Finally, a response came, not from Cristiano himself, but from his sister. In a short statement, she explained that Ronaldo had chosen not to attend the funeral out of respect. Not disrespect, but respect. She said that his presence could have caused a distraction. If he had gone, the cameras would have followed him. The media would have turned the spotlight onto him, not Jota. That was not what Ronaldo wanted, according to her. Cristiano believed the day should belong to Jota, to his family, and to those who were directly affected by the tragedy. He chose to grieve privately, to avoid turning a moment of mourning into a media show. Ronaldo himself did not release a public statement. He didn't post a photo. He didn't speak to the press. But reports say he reached out to the family in private. No cameras, no headlines. Just a message of sorrow sheared away from the public eye. The explanation calmed some fans, but not all. Many respected his choice. They believed he did the right thing by staying away from the spotlight. Others disagreed. They said he could have come quietly, without attention. That even a short appearance would have meant something. For many, it wasn't about headlines. It was about standing with the team one last time. In Portugal, football is more than just a game. It's part of the nation's identity. Players like Jota and Ronaldo aren't just athletes. They are symbols. So when one of them is lost, the whole country feels it. And when another doesn't show up, people feel that too. But in the end, this moment wasn't about who was there and who wasn't. It wasn't about photos or headlines or camera flashes. It was about a young man whose life ended too soon. A man who worked hard, stayed humble, and gave everything to the game. A father, a husband, a teammate. The football world moves fast. Matches are played. Seasons change. But some losses stay. Jota's absence will be felt every time Portugal takes the field. Every time his name doesn't appear on the team sheet. Every time a goal is scored and he's not there to celebrate. As for Ronaldo, his silence may be misunderstood by some. But in a world full of noise, sometimes silence is the loudest form of respect. He chose not to stand in front of cameras, but to step aside. Whether people agree or not, his decision was made quietly and with reason. Diogo Jota was buried with honor, with love, with prayers, not because of who came to the funeral, but because of the life he lived before it. And that, in the end, is what matters.